What is up, everybody? This is Lyle, No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. I am coming at you from the Pilot in Pine Grove, Pennsylvania, exit 100, about 20 miles away from my drop-off at Wegmans. And I just wanted to make a confession to you, so enough with these pleasantries. You know, some stuff has been weighing on my mind lately, and I figured, you know what, it's time for me to go ahead and come clean. So I'm going to do that in this video. Now, a while back, somebody had said that I might be getting preferential treatment because I have a YouTube channel. Kind of made me feel bad, so I embarked on a journey to find out if this was true or not. So recently I was in the Springfield terminal, had to take a drug test. While I was there, I said, you know, let me dig a little bit deeper. So before the guy in driver lineup gave me a drug test, I said, have you heard that there's preferential treatment for people at Prime that have YouTube channels? And he said, you know what, I haven't heard anything like that. So I said, okay, you know what, let me just dig a little bit deeper. So I ran into the Z building where my dispatcher is, went up to him and I asked him, hey, do I get preferential treatment because I have a YouTube channel? And he said, I can neither confirm nor deny that. So I'm starting to get a little frustrated at this point, you know? So I say, you know, if there's anybody that's going to keep it straight with me, it's going to be Dennis Davis in the safety department. So I go up to Dennis Davis, wait for him a few minutes, ask if he could help me. I say, yeah, Dennis, something's been weighing on my mind lately, and I was just wondering, am I getting preferential treatment for having a YouTube channel? And he said, you know what, Lyle, that's above my pay grade. So now I'm starting to get really frustrated. I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to run up and get with Rob Lowe directly. So I go to Rob Lowe's office, knock on the door. He opens the door. Before I even say anything, he says, we've been expecting you. Hold on a second. So he calls Steve Wutke in the office and tells me to have a seat. He goes on to tell me about the Illuminati and all this stuff, and I was like, that is real? He said, it's more real than you believe. He said, we've been wanting to tell you this when it was the right time, but you're the chosen one. So, I guess it is true that I'm getting preferential treatment for having a YouTube channel. I'm just joking. But anyway, let's talk about what the real value of having this YouTube channel is. You know, you deal with a lot of crap having a YouTube channel, and you know, one of the good things about being old is that stuff really doesn't bother you that much, but you gain a higher appreciation for the people that do acknowledge you. And I mean people acknowledging me, whether it's, you know, I just yesterday had somebody call me that was at, or they texted me while they were at a shipper and their brakes were locked up, and they were asking if I had any suggestions, and boom, turn around, call them, tell them kind of what to do, and next thing you know, boom, appreciate it, Lyle. You know, I had a call from a guy that's thinking about ordering a truck and starting a small fleet, wanted to know if I had any suggestions for him. Had a nice little conversation with them. Had a call from a driver that had a few critical events and had a mishap at either a shipper or receiver, and was kind of saying he just wanted to talk to somebody, and really just wanted to talk to somebody. And you know, we had about a 40-minute conversation where, you know, I hopefully eased his nerves and everything, and it's things like that that make having this YouTube channel worth it. You know, there's a lot of personal gratification that goes along with helping people, whether it's what I just spoke about now, or there's a driver, John, that I helped kind of put onto a dedicated route maybe a couple years ago. I don't know if it's been a couple years yet or not, but you know, that's what makes this channel worth it. And it does make it a lot easier to network with people when you're just not blindly walking up to somebody, introducing yourself to them. And I've learned a lot. You know, I've helped a lot of people. I've learned a lot from a lot of people. I'd talked to a lot of people at Prime that have been with Prime for, I know clearly, one over 15 years and one over 20 years that I run into at the terminals, or just know in general. So the YouTube channel to check out. Just got off the phone with him earlier today. I'm gonna leave a link to his channel, so hopefully he will get back in the mode of putting out some videos. Willie, the Million Mile Man. I'm gonna leave a link to his channel in the description below. Run over there and tell him to start putting out some more content. I know that he's typically training, and that might drain you a little bit, but he has a wealth of knowledge over there. As a matter of fact, he's helped me. There was a time that I was in, and it should have been obvious, right? I'm in New Jersey. I'm picking up an orange juice load from the Tropicana, and I get to the trailer, and the trailer's off. So jump the trailer, all that kind of stuff, put it on the setting it needs to go to. It starts running, but it's on one of those start-stop modes. So as soon as the trailer stopped, it wouldn't start back again. Now, what should have been obvious, and is obvious now, was I should have just set it on continuous mode and gone that route. But it's having somebody like that to tell you that, like, right there when you need help. And that's another beauty of having a YouTube channel, is knowing so many people, whether it's asking questions like that, hey, I'm delivering here, what comes out of this area, you know, what's the weather like, you know, where you're at, you know, just different stuff like that. So there is no Illuminati, there is no preferential treatment. But listen, like I mentioned in a previous video, if there was preferential treatment to having a YouTube channel, that would be the first thing that I do. I am not above using whatever advantages I can find in this business and life, whatever in general. So that's about all I have to say. This load that I'm on now, we're dropping it off at 1700 tonight. You know, when I was early on in my trucking career, I wouldn't have even thought about splitting my log up. I'd have probably just drove this in from about 260 miles away, rather than getting out here, going to the sleeper, splitting my log, and then going that route. But those are some of the things that you start to learn as you get in, you know, as you start getting into this a little bit more. Another thing that should be obvious, but it wasn't so obvious to me when I first came out. Anyway, enough about that. I just wanted to thank you guys for stopping by No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. As always, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.